I wanted to show you a couple of ways that I like to add movement to these really typical white noise sweeps that we see all the time in house music. Right, it's a pretty typical sound, and this is what it sounds like after. The first thing that I did was I tried pitching the sample, and in this case I ended up at 8 semitones, and there's no specific reason I chose 8. I just felt that it was sitting in a better frequency range where it had its own space. First up is an EQ. I have a high pass shape, and the cutoff frequency is slowly automating down, so it starts off really high with like lots of energy, and then it slowly lets in more of those low frequencies. Next up is this chorus ensemble plugin, and this is what's giving it a lot of the texture. So I have it set to classic mode. The rate is really quick, and I'm automating the dry wet. So it starts out with more of the effect, and then it gets less over time. And let me just exaggerate this. I'll put this close to 100 so you can really hear what it's doing. And even starting at that high probably would have sounded good too. Next up, I have another chorus style plugin. This is the SOUNDTOYS micro shift. And the idea with this one was to have it feel like the sample was starting in the middle of the stereo field and then slowly kind of disappearing out to the side. So I have this mix knob automating, and it starts at 0, which means that there's no effect being applied. The micro shift isn't adding any width. And then as it sweeps down, it feels like it's going to go out to the side. So I'll play that. And I felt that that really nicely transitioned this effect from like, you know, the very beginning where I really wanted a lot of energy on those first couple downbeats. And then it slowly disappears out to the sides, and it leaves room for the ride cymbal to come in. And last we have the shaper box that's adding a little bit of side chain and groove to the sound as well. And we probably could have just dragged and dropped this sample and like thrown on a shaper box and called it a day. But I find that just going the extra step and like adding a little bit of processing like this gives the track more character. It makes it more interesting and more unique to you as well. Hope that helps, and hit me up if you want to work together.